This interest in music come about? Because obviously you were pretty young when Friday came out. Was that something that you had always wanted to do, or was it something you just did on a whim for fun? Like, how'd that come about?
I mean, I grew up as a kid who was always performing. Like, I was a dancer when I was 3, from the time I was like probably 13, and I was always in like theater camps and performance groups. I was in some like really cringe, like patriotic performing groups at one point, just as like a kid.
Oh, like tell me about
It was
that.
really cute.
Wait,
it was,
what is a
it was
patriotic?
cute.
Yeah.
I mean, we would basically just, the group was called Celebration USA. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but like it was just like I was 11, and that was actually when I first started singing, was through that group. And you would just go and perform at like retirement homes, like
that's so
veteran bases, you know, those kinds of things. We sang like the
sweet.
national anthem at the Angel Stadium once. And yeah, we would just sing like hats off, here comes the flag.
What were you guys wearing?
Like glitter,
Oh,
American
hell yeah.
flag,
Wow.
bright red lipstick, the pantyhose. It was a vibe.
Okay.
It was a vibe.
So you
yeah.
you were always interested in singing. So how did
Yeah.
this idea for Friday come together?
Well, I was in a musical theater program at my school in middle school, and I had a friend who, like over the summer, just like one day, like she like had a music video, and like all my friends were in it, and they filmed it at the school, and I was like, that's crazy. Like, how did you do that? And yeah, I like asked her about it one day, and she just mentioned that she'd worked with this company, and that yeah, like it was like kind of like a little thing she got to do.
Okay, so the company that produced your video, I remember because they've made a lot of other shit that I've talked about. I have a very intimate knowledge of Arc Factory Music and Patrice Wilson. And so you heard that your friend had worked with him, and she's like, "Oh, you should go work with these people."
Yeah, she was just like, "Oh yeah, it's this thing called ARC," and I was like, "Oh, I'll go look that up." Like that sounds cool, because I don't know, I was very passionate about like music, performing. Really, performing was like my big thing. Like I was always like probably like the most annoying kid in musical theater about like taking it seriously. And I thought like at that point, like, I mean, I was 13, so like I wasn't even in high school yet, but I was like, maybe I'll go to Juilliard, or like maybe I'll go to NYU and like end up in New York on Broadway or something. And so I checked it out, and like my mom has always been really supportive of me and my brother. I mean, she's Hispanic, she's from Mexico, and like her style of parenting has always just been like, whatever you want to do, if you have like a love, like let's do it.
I love that.
Even when she didn't really have the means to do it, she would pull some crazy shit, and like, I don't know, she would help my brother get into like club soccer, or like something, whatever she thought we liked. And so I just had told her about it as I was looking it up, and she was like, "Oh, well, we should, like, let's check it out. Like, maybe it's a cool experience that you can put on your resume." And like, you know, having been in a recording studio. And so I think she literally like emailed the company.
Sorry, that's my bad.
I think she like emailed the company and then
Set it up.
yeah.
I've always wondered if it's like when I see a kid do something like this, I always wonder, is it like the parent pushing?
Totally.
But it sounds like
yeah, no.
in your case, it totally came from you.
Yeah. I mean, my mom was always really supportive. And both my parents, I mean, I think they just like wanted me to find a passion.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
have
mean, I
direction.
love
Like,
that.
my parents have always been lucky to be like, I've always wanted to be a vet. And so as soon as they saw that I had something that I maybe wanted to do, they were like, well, okay.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, if anything, especially after the fact with Friday, they were like, you really want to keep doing this? Are you insane? Let's convince you not to, because look at how poorly this turned out the first time. But yeah, no, I mean, I have been very lucky that like my parents have been the one thing that have nenever taken advantage
That's really
of
good.
me or
I
anything
think
like
it
that.
was obvious that there was a supportive parent behind that video. Because, like, I mean, it looked at least kind of expensive.